In this video, we'll dive into the essential steps you need to take to secure a property and casualty license, which is a key milestone for anyone looking to make their mark in the insurance industry. Now, getting licensed isn't a one-size-fits-all journey, and this process can actually vary slightly from state to state, with each having its own set of rules, requirements, and exams. Whether you're just starting out or looking to expand your expertise, we've got you covered, with all the information you need to navigate this path successfully. We'll start this video by briefly going over exactly what a property and casualty insurance license is. However, if you're only interested in finding out about how to obtain the license, you can skip to this timecode and jump right in. What is a property and casualty license? A property and casualty license, which is often referred to as a P&C license, qualifies insurance agents to sell and advise clients in property and casualty insurance policies. These policies protect individuals and businesses from financial losses resulting from a variety of different events, including property damage. This covers damage to your physical possessions, such as your home, car, or business property, from events like fire, theft, and vandalism. Personal liability. This covers your legal responsibility for injuries or damages caused to others, such as bodily injury or property damage during business operations. Loss of income. This covers lost income due to business interruption caused by a covered event. So now that you have a somewhat good idea of what a P&C license is and what you can do with it, we'll move on to explain how you can go about getting licensed. It's important to note that even though this is a state-specific process, meaning that it will depend on your location, there's still quite a bit of similarity. Let's get started. Step 1. Complete pre-licensing education course. In order to obtain your P&C license, the first step you'll need to take is complete a pre-licensing education course. Depending on where you're looking to qualify, this may or may not be a legal requirement. If it's mandatory in your state, you'll likely also be required to present a certificate of completion from an approved provider in order to be able to sit your insurance exam. However, even in states where this is not a requirement, we still recommend taking one of these courses as they contain many tools that are invaluable in helping you pass your insurance exam, such as live tutoring, study calendars, and hundreds of practice exams. To avoid feeling overwhelmed by the sheer number of pre-licensed education courses on the market at the moment, we typically recommend evaluating factors such as flexibility, price, and reputation when deciding which course best suits your needs. You can also look at our own in-depth overview of the 5 best pre-licensed education courses for insurance agents to help you get started. Step 2. Pass your state P&C exam. Regardless of where you're looking to qualify, you'll need to pass at least one insurance exam to obtain your P&C insurance license. Here's a few fun facts about the P&C insurance exam. Almost all exams are administered by PSI, Prometric, or Pearson VUE, though Alabama, University of Alabama, and Kentucky, Department of Insurance, are the exceptions to this. Exams are proctored in multiple choice formats. Exams can be online or in person, depending on the state in question. The exam's cost typically ranges between $30 to $100, depending on the jurisdiction and exam type in question. Exams will contain components testing you on both general insurance and state-specific knowledge. Depending on where you're planning on taking the property and casualty exam, you may actually have some element of choice in how you'll sit this test. While some states will split the testing into 2 exams, with one for property insurance and another for casualty insurance, others offer a joint P&C insurance exam. Your state may even offer both of these options, in which case, you'd be able to choose which of these 2 you'd be more comfortable taking. It's important to note that if you'll be taking 2 separate exams for property and casualty, you'll need to pass each of them within a certain time frame in order to qualify. Step 3. Complete background check. Once you've passed the P&C exam, the next step in most states is to complete a background and/or fingerprint check, though this isn't mandatory in all jurisdictions. The purpose of this background check is to prevent people with prior felonies, misdemeanors, or convictions, particularly those related to dishonesty or fraud, from being able to access a role with the high potential degree of harm of an insurance agent. To carry out this fingerprinting check, most states will use Identico, although this isn't always the case. For example, applicants in Rhode Island must instead complete the background check through the state's Bureau of Criminal Identification and Investigation, BCI. Be aware that this background check is usually accompanied by a small processing fee of around $30, though it can be much lower, such as in Rhode Island, where it costs $5. Step 4. Submit your insurance license application. Once you've successfully completed all the above, the final step involves your state's insurance authority, example, Department of Insurance, reviewing your application to make sure everything's in order. This typically takes between a few days and a few weeks, though the exact amount of time it takes for your application to be reviewed will vary greatly, depending on your state and the time of year. The fee you'll need to pay in order to submit your application will also depend on the state you're based in and range between $50 and $200. In states like Texas, veterans are even eligible to have their application fees waived, though you'll need to check whether this exists in your specific jurisdiction. If your application is successful, you should be sent a copy of your official P&C insurance license shortly. It's a good idea to print out several copies of this license so that you have one for your own records and another to be able to show to potential clients. Note that you should always be able to show your state insurance license when asked. This is a standard procedure when applying for a new job within the insurance industry, which will require you to provide your potential employer with your license number and national producer number, NPN. And that's it. You've now learned how to get your P&C license. Since this is a highly state-specific process, we recommend additionally having a look at our in-depth property and casualty licensing guide, which can be found in the description below. We hope you found this video really useful. If you have any questions, we recommend exploring the rest of our channel and websites for free resources and guides on P&C licensing. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to hit us up.